Hey guys, it's Elena. What's up? I'm so excited for today's video because today I want to walk you guys through how I am goal setting and manifesting for 2022. When I started to write down my goals and manifestations for 2022 back in December, I've already started to actually attain the things that I wrote down. We're talking about friends, trips I wanted to take, specific moments I wanted to have. And it's so wild because I shared on my Instagram, I was like, does anybody else feel this like positive energy, just things coming your way for this year already? And so many of you guys have already said you feel this, and it's crazy because I really think 2022 seems like the year there are going to be a lot of new positive experiences or learning curves. Why am I just posting this video? I really wanted to take the time to see the power of how I set my goals and manifestations. So much has happened in such a small amount of time, and it is never ever too late to set your goals. Grab yourself a nice cozy drink and let's get started. The first question that I asked myself for this specific goal setting, what is my life goal? What is my goal at the end of this all? And for me, that is to be happy. That is the ultimate life goal, to live happily. Every person's happiness is going to be very personal. It's very different. For me, what makes me happy is to have a healthy mind, body, soul, a healthy life, and then also a balanced life, not over neglecting certain areas of my life that are important to me. I also have a very realistic point of view when it comes to my life goal. I'm not always going to be happy. I'm not always going to have things perfectly balanced. That's just unrealistic. Actually, oftentimes life is not balanced, but the thought of trying to keep things balanced, it gives me a direction. If you can't answer this question right now, that's totally fine. Let's move on to the next one. The next question that I asked myself is, what would I have changed or wanted to have improved back in 2021? So looking back at my 2021, it was a very dark time. There were a lot of very challenging moments. A few of the things that I want to change moving forward into this year, one is over isolation. I was going through a lot and I didn't make the effort to reach out to people. It was very hard for me to do that. Over isolation led to a lot of loneliness. And if you watched my previous videos, I talked about how over isolated and lonely I felt. I actually had a huge realization. I don't really have friends. A lack of new and exciting experiences is something that I didn't have much of last year. The pandemic, of course, contributed a lot to why I didn't have these new and exciting experiences. Because I was so cooped up, it killed a lot of my creativity and it killed a lot of my productivity. This is the year that I said I'm going to change this lack of newness in my life. Another thing that I experienced in 2021 is actually a lot of unhealthy weight gain. I actually gained an unhealthy eating habit. The next thing was a lack of stress relievers. So I was really highly stressed last year. I didn't even realize I was stressed until I got out of that. I coped with a lot of my stress on my own. I didn't really feel like I had much of a support system to begin with from last year. I didn't feel like I had many people that I could turn to and talk to about my life. Step number 3 is to write down the goals in their respective category, including their why you want to have this goal, and how you're going to attain this goal. Writing down your why and writing down your how is kind of like the blueprint of your goal. Your why will be able to tell you how strongly you want it. If it's strong enough, you're most likely going to attain it. Your how will kind of give you that direction of what to work towards in order to attain the goal. I actually wrote down all of my goals and then just picked the most important ones I wanted to focus on, because if you have way too many goals, it's really hard to keep up with all of them. So try to pick the most important ones. I have 4 different life categories, which is career, health, relationships, and fun. Fun is like the category that I made up. Life is too short to not have fun. We're gonna talk about 3 of the 4 categories that I'm really focusing on for this year. The first category that I have that I want to share with you guys is my health category. For the first goal is to eat more home cooked meals. My why is because it is healthier for my body. I know exactly what's going in it. I know the quality of ingredients. If I'm putting putting too much of something that isn't healthy for me. The second why is that it is financially smarter. I have the tendency to spend every single dime I have on food. I'm a big foodie, but it can get a little costly over time. And we all see the gas prices lately, so my expenses have not been the best. The first how is to create a list of go-to meals and specific foods that I like to eat. These are some of the foods that I love and some of the meals that I love to eat. So the second how is by doing weekly groceries. It's making that effort to collect foods that will inspire me to cook because it's in my fridge. If I'm hungry and I know there's a food there that I like, it will inspire me and trigger me to cook that meal. The third how is to try fun recipes. Follow food accounts that align with your diet. These are some of the food accounts that I love that inspire me to try new recipes and that inspire me to eat healthier. The second goal is to be physically active daily. I put daily because it's important to move my body for me daily, whether that is going to the gym or just doing some stretches throughout the day, making sure my blood is flowing. So for my why, I want to be more physically active because it's healthier for my body. I'm gonna have a better relationship with my body. It's gonna make me feel more confident about my body. It makes me happy to know that I'm taking care of it. I really wanna get into the gym consistency. So I actually have placed a workout routine for myself. So I try to go to the gym 5 times a week. I have a gym routine. I have specific workouts that I like to do. Another how, which was actually something that I didn't think was really that important for me, which is good workout clothes. My friend mentioned it a while ago. She was like, oh, get good workout clothes. It'll help inspire you to go to the gym. And I'm like, nah, that's not important. That's just fluff. I recently bought a few offline workout clothing from Aerie, like their new offline line. I'm amazed. Another thing is to set my environment to inspire and trigger a more physically active lifestyle. I bought myself some roller skates, some badmintons because I enjoy these activities. I bought badmintons for my friends and I to play, a volleyball because I love playing volleyball. Another tip that I want to add is following those accounts. Following accounts that align and inspire you to move. These are some of the fitness accounts that I follow. I absolutely love these people. These people have contributed to why I feel more confident going to the gym. I also got an Orange Theory membership. It's that accountability for me to show up there because Orange Theory is low-key expensive, so I gotta show up there. Another how that I've included is to schedule something with your active friend. If you don't have an active friend, make an active friend. That one friend that just is always doing something crazy, whether it's like hiking at 6 a.m., playing hockey in the afternoon. The third goal I have for my health category is to not eat when I'm hungry. As I said, I gained a lot of weight because I was not intuitively eating my food. Why do I want to have this goal implemented in my life? Because it's causing unhealthy weight gain. It's a bad habit. When your body is constantly trying to digest something, it's not exactly the healthiest. How I'm gonna do this, it's all about awareness. It's all about training your mind to think a specific way. I ask myself this one question when I start to feel hungry. Am I really hungry? Or is this something else? A lot of the times, I am hungry. And I'll eat it. I'll eat because I'm gonna listen to my body. But there are so many times where I'm like, wait a minute, I'm actually not hungry. I just need a break and I'm using eating as an excuse to take a break. I'm just gonna take a break instead. The second category of life that I really want to work on are my relationships. So last year I mentioned that I over-isolated. I literally had no friends to do anything with in the area. My why is because I want that quality time. I want quality time because it's healthy to have friends. It's healthy to have human communication. People are amazing. There are people out there that will contribute to your life for the better. My how is to schedule trips and meetups. But if you don't have any friends, here's my biggest tip for you. Download this app called Bumble BFF. It is free. It's literally just the Bumble app, but there's like the BFF part and not the dating part. But Bumble BFF is the reason why I now have friends in the area. And they're not just like, oh, I made these friends, now I can say I have friends. These are friends that have contributed positively to my life. We have a lot of things in common. Not only do we have that chemistry, but we are also highly compatible. I met one of my new friends, Michaela, on Bumble BFF, and we just clicked. If my friends and I are too busy and we do want company within the week, we will schedule in a dinner, we'll schedule in a lunch, even a breakfast. But if we have more time, we might do a sleepover. I will literally have a sleepover until I'm like 97 or can't do it anymore. I will have a sleepover. I will never lose my inner child. I never want to lose my inner child. I don't care if you're married and have 7 kids, leave your 7 kids at home. You're coming over to sleep at my house. If we have more time, we will go on a little girls trip. I love going to the city, Boston or New York City, and my friends and I are actually going to Miami, and I'm so excited. The vlogs are going to be so fun and amazing. Stay tuned. The third category of life that I want to talk about for today's video is the fun category. One of my goals in this fun category is to take one trip every month. It doesn't have to be some lavish Barcelona trip, but just something to do outside of your environment. Something that I love to do is going to the city. So I live in New York, but I don't live in New York City. New York City is just so much more fun. There's always something new there. I do these little trips because to me, they mean a lot. To me, they're purposeful. I'm naturally a creative person, and a lot of you guys are naturally creative people too. So my biggest advice is to keep your environment interesting. It's gonna contribute to your passion. It's gonna spark new ideas. It's gonna allow you to get to know yourself better. Going on these trips will allow us to expand our minds and expand our self-awareness, because there is constantly something new to experience out there, outside of our comfort zone. So my why is because joyful experiences increase my overall happiness. My how is to schedule in or book these trips in advance. My tea is so cold now. The last thing is to pick a time frame. In 4 months, if I haven't already, I will go back, check on these goals, see my improvements, and see what I didn't do so well, what I should change moving forward, and what I did well that I should keep up. Goals are going to be constantly changing as you change. Keep in mind that it's never going to be perfect all the time. You're not always going to achieve your goals at the specific time you want it to, but just keep moving forward. I hope you had fun trying to create your life blueprint for the year with me, your goals and your manifestations. That is it for today's video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Mwah.